they bear the heavy, heavy burden of disproving self-defense or defense of another beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's a burden that they cannot carry in this case, not even close. Relli threatened Rocky, Relli threatened Schwelby, Relli repeatedly punched Bills and ragdoll Bills, and we showing that again on the video. Slowly. You had it narrated, but you can see it on the video. Before we do that and talk about it, let's discuss why they can't overcome that first hurdle. First, beyond a reasonable doubt that the object in Rackett's hand was real, was not a real firearm, because they cannot, absolutely cannot overcome that. There is incontrovertible evidence and testimony in this case, and other evidence that shows you the object that Rocky was possessing was wrong. Unimpeached. Not a real firearm. And they asked why. First of all, remember, there's no evidence in the record that Rocky was licensed to carry in 2021. It wasn't. But Schwelby and Lou told you it wasn't really good. Two people came here, took an oath, and told you it was not a real gun. Lou Levin told you where it came from. That D&B music video, he identified it with Rocky and Rihanna from July of 2021, right before. He told you he put a clip drawer on it, simply a belt clip, to put the piece onto a belt, to make it easy to carry. And he extended the magazine with a clear magazine to make it look more intimidating, because the block he had, that prop gun block, 26 sword hits in a pocket, which was really small. So this was meant as a deterrent. Ms. Loman told you that Lululemon couldn't name the security guy who advised Rocky to carry prop gun. He was never asked. And he didn't say security guy, he said Rocky security team. The testimony, by the way, you can always have the testimony read back at any point. If there's any dispute, and you just crazy things. But if there's any dispute, you always say, you have that part read back to the testimony where Mr. Levin talked about security, who advised, or whatever, hypothetical. So he was asked, but he didn't say a security guy. He said a security team, and he just said he concurred. He wasn't pretending to be a security advisor that they mocked him to. They didn't ask him that, they just tried to argue that. Mr. Levin also told you that the prop gun didn't serve its intended purpose on November 6th, obviously, 2021. And Rocky gave it back to him, and he gave it back to his co-director from the DMV video when he went to New York next. He remember, it was December, January, or whatever. By the way, we didn't bring up a picture of the DMV video. Everyone took the burden of proof here. They're the burden. The DMV videos were all to see out there. They could have, if they wanted to, subpoenaed it, they could have brought it in, put it on YouTube. They didn't do it. They didn't want you to see that video. Lou Levin told you he asked the co-director, said Haji, where the prop gun went. He did call him back after 5 months later when Rocky was eventually charged and then sued. And Haji, this prop gun guy, the director, co-director, said he didn't know that. He explained he had a studio, a big studio in common with other directors of these videos and films and whatnot. And he said it was common space that had cameras, lighting equipment, prop equipment, and everything else that was borrowed and exchanged and whatnot between a bunch of people. That's uncontroverted testimony. And it was not. The guy Haji couldn't find it. Don't think Lou didn't try. He did. The guy Haji said it was mine. And you heard the DA spoke. They told you. They told Lou. They spoke to Haji. They recorded it. They told you. And you know, if Haji said anything inconsistent with what Lou said, you couldn't hear that thing.
Your Honor, we found out about that day at improper.
There are no speaking objections. There are no speaking objections. I told you that. You will have an opportunity in your rebuttal argument.
Objection, improper argument.
Overruled.
Because it says loudly, it's going to get sustained.
objected improper
Mr. State,
argument.
that is, don't do that.
Anyway, you were right. You know, they knew about the 11 prosecution before this trial started. They knew before this trial started, he said that the prop gun came from a music video that could have looked like, and they could have also, they could have put prop houses, a music video, whatever else, they could have done it too. But they didn't say, oh, we didn't do it. Again, they have absolutely no burden to do anything. We did provide live witness testimony. We cross-examined people. It wasn't surprising them. They didn't want to be, they knew what they were going to find. That's why you hear
That's
anything.
improper argument.
Relly's words and actions on November 6, 2021 show you it wasn't the real time. His words and actions show you. All the prosecution's objective evidence in this case, everything that doesn't come from Relly shows you this was not a real time. Common sense also shows you it was not a real time. On that last point, the prosecution would have you believe that Rocky, you saw that video, shot a real gun at his friend Bill's, who was right there. When Bill's was right there, he pointed to them, he shot the gun, a real gun, at his friend Bill's. That makes no sense. You saw the video. The second shot, Bill's was right there. There's no way, even if that was a real gun, that Hills wasn't in it. That was real gun. There was no way. He had then said, well, you know, why? Why would he get rid of the prop gun? He said, we haven't explained that. I think we did. I think Lou Levin explained that pretty well, pretty clearly. Remember, they didn't know 5 months later the police would come. They were thinking, oh, we better save this in case, I don't know, next year at some point, I get arrested. That was the furthest thing from Rocky's mind. They did know that it did not serve its intended purpose. They did know that. So that was the end of that. Rocky got rid of that prop gun that didn't work, and instead beefed up his security. So now he can have security all the time instead of just going to events, even when it was his friends on the street. Of course, he didn't know the police were going to be involved 5 months later. As for Trophy and Lou Levin, we heard from each of them. And before we get into what they said, let's talk about the process. It's supposed to be about the search of the truth. That's what it's meant to be. It's not supposed to be about just trying to win. That's what it's not supposed to be about. Especially when you have the power of law enforcement behind you. You know, it's the prosecutor's job to make sure it is to be appropriate also. And it makes sense that all the witnesses come to your attention. All the witnesses come to your attention, as we've had to do in this case. You can see that responsible citizens came in here as witnesses who were often treated roughly and ridiculed, attacked by Mr. Lewin, an obsession to win. You don't treat witnesses who came in here, don't get paid to tell the truth, have no financial motive, you don't treat them like that. Just purely and simply because they're not saying what you want them to say in your version of what the truth might be. You don't do that. Mark Twain.
It would be a good idea to pay witnesses,
Camera, everything
get
was
paid
ready.
for jury duty here in the U.S.,
Back into life.
I have been on jury duty a few times.